Tony Gonzalez played 17 years in the NFL and made the Pro Bowl 14, which is the record-tying number of times any human being in the NFL has ever made the Pro Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer, missed 2 games in 17 years, which doesn't even sound right. You'd think he'd be like late to the game or something, get caught in traffic or something, and Tony Gonzalez is now joining us live. By the way, I heard his wife on a podcast the other day. She is got an amazing story. Your wife is fascinating. I guarantee you this. She holds you accountable. I can tell from her podcast.
Yeah, she's a real hard ass. There's no doubt about that. But hey, what are you going to, that's marriage, right?
Exactly. All you and I do all day, Tony, is sacrifice. That's what we do.
Just trying to make a living.
Yeah, no kidding. So, I've been on this thing for a couple years where the NFL has changed. I think tight ends they're the 9th highest paid position. I think safeties get paid less, nobody else, but I think the game has changed. I think George Kittle and Travis Kelce are more valuable than a wide receiver because I think we demand more from them. And the guys like a Kittle, a Kelce, you can't, linebackers too slow, secondary guys too small. So both those guys signed big contracts, won an extension, George Kittle got it. Were you a little jealous, or was it it's about time people get the tight end?
I was 10% jealous. 90% happy as heck for those guys. First of all, I know them off the field too as well. They're good guys. But looking at the deal, and I say this with humility and all that stuff, I still think they should have got more money than what they got. Obviously, they're paid and they're set for life and all that good stuff. But comparatively speaking, looking at the other positions around the league, what these guys do, they bring to the table, especially this man right here, Kittle. He's a blocker. And you look at the numbers and the run game when he was out last year, it went down significantly. And then what he does in the passing game speaks for itself. Over 1,000 years, close to 10 touchdowns. Both those guys lighting it up in the secondary. I am so happy for them to get this money. But and I went through this when I played. Going into every time it came to negotiations when I was in the league, they would say, "Well, Tony, you're putting up all these numbers. You had 100 catches, you had over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, but you're a tight end, so we can't pay you like a wide receiver, even though you do block as well." And I like the trend. I like where it's going, but I think it speaks to something bigger in the NFL. Why do we play by position? Right. I think it would help the NFL not overpaying guys. Just because a guy's a left tackle or just because a guy's a wide receiver, he's not a Pro Bowl guy, but he catches 80 balls. Why do you have to pay him $20 million a year if he's worth less than that? And vice versa for a guy like Kittle and Kelce, where it's look at them just because they're a tight end. It's about what they bring to the table. I think everybody understands that that's just the fair way, but I'm happy as heck for these guys. I'm happy for their organizations, the fans. They got themselves some unbelievable tight ends. These guys are going to be Hall of Famers when they retire too as well. These guys are the real deal.
So Gronk in Tampa. So let's go to the last year of your career, because I think this is the last year probably Gronk plays. I think he's still a very good blocker. I think he's a situational red zone receiver. He can be very tough. Go to your last year playing and talk some Gronk about, are there limitations? Do you see the game differently? Do you go in and see yourself as an ally? How's your relationship with the quarterback your last year playing in the NFL?
Well, I think with Gronk and Brady, obviously the only reason Gronk is even in the NFL right now, coming back, is because he gets to play with a guy like Tom, who he knows they know each other really well. So they're going to be able to read each other's thoughts. They're going to know what each other likes, and they're going to be able to have success because of that, great success. I anticipate these guys going for at least 8-10 touchdowns because he's going to be used like nobody else in the red zone this year. But when you have that much history and you can come in, and I remember this with the guys that I played with, Matt Ryan, for example, especially towards the end of it, where I wasn't as fast as I used to be in year 16, 17. I wasn't as quick as I used to be. But having that caliber of a quarterback like Matt Ryan, and then me being able to have that relationship with him to say, hey, let's watch this film. This is what I like. This is where I want that football. This is where I want it placed. And believe it or not, that's not how it is in the NFL. A lot of guys don't have that type of relationship off the field These guys have that. And that's why I think there's going to be success where it was like, I don't even have to be as fast as everybody else because you put that ball right where I like it. And Gronk is 6'6", 275 pounds. He's jumping up there. He's got a big range. Brady's one of the most accurate passers in NFL history. These guys are going to make magic, especially now because you can't double team Gronk. Like when I got there, I had Julio Jones and I had Roddy White, so it was very hard to double team me. So in my later years, I was having all this success because once you get a guy like that one-on-one coverage, you can't guard him. You can't guard him. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, and I already know how it's going to play out. If they're healthy, these guys are going to make magic this year like they always have, especially with that group with Mike Evans and all the weapons that they have on that offense. Tom Brady's going to have an MVP type year.
It's interesting. I think Cleveland's actually really good. I think they solved their tackle issue. They've got Austin Hooper now, David Njoku, OBJ. I think Jarvis Landry's wildly underrated, Nick Chubb. So they got all the pieces, but they have a new coach, no preseason. Is preseason valuable? Be honest about it. Did you need preseason?
Well, I don't think I needed preseason, just especially as I got going. I think when you're a young player, absolutely. When you're in year 1, 2, 3, 4, you need that time just to gel, to get your legs back, get yourself right mentally, because mentally is something that takes a little while to click in the NFL. I don't care. Actually, I don't care what profession you're in. You just want to really have it up here. I'm looking at it. It is going to be tough for all teams. That's the thing about this, though. It's not just one team that's going through it. It's all the teams going through it. There's going to be growing pains, learning curves, all that good stuff. But if you have horses, which is what they do, they have. When I talk about horses, I'm talking what my horse is faster than yours. It goes around the track faster. They have some elite quality players out there. They just need to simplify the offense with all those weapons. And I think Baker is going to have a very, very good year if they just keep things simple and you don't have to overcomplicate it. You have that many weapons. It's like, hey, just get the ball near me and I'm going to make that play. I anticipate Baker's another guy that I will say, I'm going out on a little limb here. He could be in that MVP conversation by the time the season's done. He has that much talent around him that he can go out there and become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year.
Finally, I would never have predicted Baltimore 16-0 in a normal season. I would have said 13-3. But I think the good teams are going to be dominant this year, and the bad teams are going to be awful because of no camp, no OTAs. If you have a new coach like the Giants, new coach, young quarterback, I think you could just be awful. Through a lot of it, no fault of your own. You just have a new system. I think the Baltimore's, Kansas City's could just wreck people. That you got like Philadelphia, same quarterback, same coordinator, same coach, mostly same, people. Did you ever plan a team that you even going into a season, you thought we could win every game? Or do players think like that?
You like to think like that. I don't think you really say, hey, we're going to win every single football game. But I knew we were going to be good. I mean, when I played for the Falcons, when we went to the NFC Championship game, we were loaded. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Roddy White, Michael Turner in the backfield, John Abraham on defense, where you're looking around, you're saying, oh my gosh, we're going to be really good. I don't know how they're going to stop us this year. And we went out there and had great success. And it was fun. And we had that history too. We had been around each other for 3 years. I think that was Julio's third year in the league where he was starting to come into his own. And so when you have everybody who's been around each other, you have veteran players, you have like I said, going back to, you have the horses now. It's not like we're average football players. We are elite football players at our positions. Then you're going to have success. And I look at the Baltimore Ravens, there is no doubt that they're going to go out there and they're going to wreck teams. And I agree with you 100%. The teams that have been better, that have had that veteran leadership, the guys that played with each other for a while at those key positions, the coaches know the team really, really well. They have a huge advantage this year to go out and have great success. So the Baltimore Ravens 16-0, I doubt it, but I do believe that they're going to be in contention with the Chiefs to go out there and represent AFC in that Super Bowl again.
By the way, I was looking at that footage of you when you played. You were all buffed up. Now you're all skinny and stuff. How much did you?
Are you kidding me? Hold on now. Can you get the camera angle on there? I don't know.
I can't really see it. So what do you weigh today?
I am 2 30.
What did you weigh then?
I was about 247, 245 then, or whatever, 245. So yeah, I'm getting old. That's why me and you, we trade secrets. How do we stay in shape? We don't eat too much. Cold showers. Whatever it takes. Right, Colin?
No, he told me, Joy, I take a cold shower for 90 seconds every morning. Tony, I first thought I was out of his gourd. And then I did it, and he said, because I get sluggish in the morning, and I did it. It is, first of all, you get used to it now. You don't like it. It's not like coffee where you wake up, you can't wait for it. But you wake up and you're like, after about 10 days of it, I do cold showers. Have you ever tried that?
No. I believe you. I'll take your word for it.
What else do you do to stay healthy? You don't exercise anymore, right?
I do, 30, 35 push-ups a day, a couple sit-ups here and there. And then I'll do a little walking, and then I don't eat much. Intermittent fasting. Download the Zero app if you ever want to learn how to do intermittent fasting. But that is a game changer for longevity and health.
So you basically...
Meaning I only eat twice a day. That's what it means.
So you go on long walks and don't eat. You might as well just move to Florida and retire. Good seeing you, Tony.
Thank you, boy. Thank you.
All right, Tony Gonzalez. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.